Hi, this is Pastor Eddie Cox. Welcome to the Weekly Five. We've been talking about getting over it or being over it. It's been about 3 or 4 weeks. We've been talking about that. And one thing we did this week was how to get over your past. I think that was one of the things that most people have to deal with. There's always that thing out there, that little something, that little regret. I wish I could have done that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. All that is in there. We talked about is that there's a lot of should in our life, and we need to figure out what we need to do with that. And I talked about Paul, Apostle Paul. He was in prison when he was writing Philippians and the things that he was talking about. And he had so many regrets in his life. He had so many things that he had to get over before he could do anything for the cause of Christ. And I talked about our humanity. I think you need to know that we are really capable of anything. We are prone to mistakes and regret because that is who we are. We are born into this thing, and that's what we have to deal with. So we're all capable of anything and everything at any moment. The Bible says that it's actually crouching at your door. It's just waiting for you to crack the door open. And that's the part of the human equation. He said try to keep that under control. And so, but it comes with regrets, and I wish I should have done something else, coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's all there. And so the Apostle Paul had to deal with it. So I gave you basically 3 things yesterday that help you get through that. And Apostle Paul had to do it. And the first thing was basically you need to return to it. In other words, you need to figure out what really happened. And the Apostle Paul said, this is my doing, this is my fault. His regret, oh my, can you only imagine his regret was he was killing people. And he thought he was doing the right thing. And he said it's really just garbage. Everything that he did back then that's been in his life and all things he had to do is basically just garbage. And he had to take the garbage out is what he said. And that's what he did. He took it out. So we have to look at that and say, what is this thing, this regret, this whatever it is that's causing this issue in my life? What do I need to do? How do I take the garbage out? And so he realized that he'd made the mistake. He realized this was my doing and no one else's. And I wanted God to use me. So he said, I am done. I am over this. And I want God to take it away. And it is by the power of Jesus Christ. He said, it's not about my righteousness or about who I am, whether I'm good, bad, or ugly, how I did it. It's all about Jesus Christ. And when he figured that out, he was able to move forward. And that's why we heard so many things about Paul and the things he did. I wanted to share with you, I got one more thing I want to tell you. We talked about returning to it. You should actually, Paul called it redeeming it. In other words, taking the bad thing that happened to you and use it for good. That's what he said. He said, take these bad things that happen in your life, turn them around, learn from them, and never go back to them. And this is what Paul was talking about and what Paul did. So he found out that his righteousness, like I said, was no good to begin with. It didn't matter how he did things or what he did or what happened in the past. It's all about Jesus Christ. And so he redeemed it. He said, okay, changing my life, changing my world. And the other thing that I talked about is resurrect it. In other words, Paul said, okay, I'm going to learn from it, going to do it. It's not about me. And this is the whole New Testament, by the way. It's not about you, and it's never, you never give up. So Paul understood that. So he got to the part, okay, I'm going to redeem it, going to use it, and now I'm going to do something with it. And this is where those famous lines came in when he talked about forgetting your past, looking forward to what is ahead, those kind of things, pushing toward the prize. It's so this is what Paul learned through all of this. And I will read a verse to you. He says, no, dear brothers and sisters, here's what it says. No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it. He says, I'm not there yet, but I have focused on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. So I understand I did it, I'm going to use it, and now I'm going to move with it. So that's the whole thing from yesterday, to figure out letting the past go and moving into the future. And Jesus only talked about 2 things, present and future. You need to be talking about what you're going to do, not what you did. See you next week.